Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Cholula's Comics. I'm back. It's been a minute, but I'm really happy to be bringing you video number 1 in my 13 episode installment of 13 Nights Till Halloween. Every night, I'm going to try to bring you guys a comic book story, a set of covers, maybe introduce a character that is Halloween related. It's going to be monster related, ghoul related, goblin, vampire, werewolf. Something that's going to be obviously of the horror genre or Halloween related. So tonight, I'm bringing you guys the one and only DC's Revenant, DC's supreme undead white zombie, Solomon Grundy. He's always been a really cool character. I thought he's always been one of my favorite DC villains. Here we have Faces of Evil, Solomon Grundy, #1 one-shot. This is actually a prelude to some of the Blackest Night storyline, some of the New 52 stuff. So I'm going to be getting into that storyline. But I want to also just give a little shout out to this one right here. DC Showcase, Dr. Fate and Hour Man, #55. This is the first appearance of the Silver Age Solomon Grundy. I wish I had the Golden Age appearance, but that's expensive right there. But I just wanted to get a chance to show that one off. I don't really get to show that book very often, but I really like Solomon Grundy as a character. I'm excited about Halloween coming up. So, like I said, every night I'm going to be bringing another story. Hopefully, I can do this for 13 nights in a row. It's going to be tough, but we'll see what I can do with it. Just want to give a shout out to Frost, Undisputed Frost. He got that tag video going around to support the community. Seen a lot of videos about it so far, spreading a lot of positivity. So big ups to him. Big ups to everybody who's done a video so far. Man, that's really cool to support the community like that. So yeah, that's it. Without further ado, I really want to get into this story. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope it gets you guys in the Halloween spirit. I hope it gets you guys lightweight, spooked out, but in a fun way. Solomon Grundy's always been a really cool, fun character, and not like a whole lot is known about him, but it's kind of the mystique. It's the wondering that keeps you interested in him. So again, without further ado, let's get into it. Faces of Evil, Solomon Grundy, one shot. Hope you like it. So again, you guys, we got Faces of Evil, Solomon Grundy, #1 one shot, released in March of 2009. Written by Jeff Johns and art by Scott Collins. So the book opens up in Gotham City in 1885. We got a character by the name of Cyrus Gold, who we soon find out is the alter ego. He's narrating the fact that he pretty much hates his father. His father was a hard-working dude who did everything he could to make sure that he didn't die penniless and alone. Unfortunately for him, that's exactly what happened. Cyrus made a vow to make sure that would never happen to him. He turned into a sadistic, cold-blooded, sociopathic killer and did anything he could to make sure he could get a nickel and a dime. Unfortunately for Cyrus, though, all that did was make sure that he was cursed to the monster that we know and love as Solomon Grundy. He ended up pretty much being murdered, thrown in the bottom of a swamp, and not even knowing who his murderer was. As a matter of fact, all he really did know was he would often face his defeat at the hand of the light. Whether it was the light of the original Green Lantern, Alan Scott, whether it was Starman from Opal City, or whether he met his defeat by fire, he knew he wasn't winning if it came to the light. So we know the poor guy is cursed, but for the first time in a long time, it's Cyrus Gold who rises from the swamps, and not Solomon Grundy. Cyrus rises from his swampy grave, but he's really confused about all the changes that seem to have taken place in the city while he was gone. As a matter of fact, he doesn't even know how long he's been out for. The only thing that hasn't changed is his thirst for blood. Whether he's Cyrus or whether he's Solomon Grundy, he's got to kill. But for Cyrus, the one death isn't enough. He soon has to take to the streets of Gotham City to see what he's been missing out on. But while he's out on his trip, he stops and reminisces about all the stress he's caused. He realizes it was hell, and it's driving him insane. This poor lady on the street stops and tries to help him out, and the only thing he knows how to do is lash out on her and immediately attack her. This brings the cops down on Cyrus real quick. He only knows two things. He got to get away, and he has to stay alive, so he doesn't revert into the brute Solomon Grundy once again. Too bad for him, He's been out so long, he kind of missed out on the invention of the motor car and highways, and he doesn't know that will flatten your ass out like a pancake. And in the next gruesome scene, we see as the clock turns from 11:42 slowly over to 12 a.m. Monday morning, and the monster, Solomon Grundy, is born once again. And just like that, the monster's back. Solomon Grundy, born on a Monday. And on Tuesday and Wednesday, he tears shit the fuck up. On Thursday, he lightweight chills, but on Friday, he reverts to the sewers. By Saturday at 11:53, he runs into an old friend. And because of the awesome artwork of Scott Collins and the radical writing of Jeff Johns, we get a really great fight scene and a pretty funny back and forth between Solomon Grundy and Killer Croc. Croc approaches Grundy like, "How many times I gotta tell you, white boy? Gotham City sewers belong to Killer Croc." And I'm not gonna lie, man, that had me laughing right there. But Solomon Grundy ain't nobody's punk. He body slams Killer Croc through the wall, saying, "Solomon Grundy no like crocodile." And Croc, not to be outdone, still talks a good game, but it's pretty much the last good punch he'll get in. And the two literally fight their way up from the sewers, punch their way through the ground, up through a graveyard. And I don't know about you guys, but if I'm in a graveyard and I see some half man, half crocodile monster fighting a giant Hulk-looking zombie, if that don't scare you, I don't know what will. But maybe seeing this giant Hulk-looking zombie snap that crocodile's jaw in half, maybe that'll do it. But as the sun rises and fatigue sets in on Grundy, we see him revert back to Cyrus Gold, and a voice off panel calls out to him. The stranger tells Grundy that he has 7 days to repent, find his killer, and redeem himself of his sins, and that none other than the original Green Lantern, Alan Scott, is going to be his guide. When Alan Scott tells him that he doesn't like the idea, the stranger says, "I sense darker things on the rise, and it's better if Solomon Grundy isn't there." So that brings this nice little one-shot story to a close, but it leaves us with a nice little double-edged cliffhanger. On the one side, it leads into Solomon Grundy's solo miniseries, and on the other side, it sets up some of the events for one of my favorite all-time DC storylines, Blackest Night. And I think that might be one of the storylines that I cover in this upcoming series. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned. Thanks for everybody who watched. If you have any questions, comments, hit me up in the chat. I like back and forth with you guys. So until next time, it's Cholula's Comics. Wishing you guys a happy and safe Halloween. And keep stacking hella comics.